You answer them together. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Duale, I have two questions in quick succession. One, you hail from the Somali community that cuts across Kenya, Somalia, and probably to Djibouti. And as much as you have stated that you hold no dual citizenship, in your view, as a Kenyan citizen and a Kenyan Somali citizen, Kenya and Somali, do you think with the incursion by Al-Shabaab and Al-Shabaab activities in the region, you would in any way be conflicted on your citizenship and nationality as a Kenyan and the Somali nationalism in the region? My second question, you have served as a member of parliament, leader of majority, emeritus, and you were in the previous administration. You do know the activities of the military in civilian, what would otherwise be civilian activities. Case in point, and I'm glad you have mentioned you've also been a livestock trader and been involved in livestock. The military has been involved in KMC. Military has been in Nairobi City County under NMS and various other civilian duties. Under your administration, if you are approved as Minister for Defense, do you intend to continue that policy of involving the military in what are otherwise civilian duties? Or what would be your take on the involvement of the military in what are otherwise civilian responsibilities?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Duale, I'm sure you will recall that in the last part of the last parliament, you and I served together in the Public Accounts Committee. During our period in PAC, we interacted with the KDF, or the Ministry of Defense for that matter. And you will agree with me again that the KDF has remained a fairly professional outfit in the region. My question is, what is the philosophy that will underpin your management of the defense sector? Because we'll be superintending over the KDF, at least on policy matters. In view of what one would call conflicting positions, or rather controversial positions that you have taken in the past. A case in point, Honorable Duale, is your rather disturbing comments in the wake of the Al-Shabaab terrorist attack on Garissa University in your constituency of Garissa Township on the 2nd of April 2015. You are reported to have undertaken to name all those who are responsible for the financing of the Al-Shabaab terrorists. Indeed, you gave yourself 30 days. I'm afraid to say that Kenyans have been waiting to date for those names. So I would be happy to hear from you today, firstly by you naming those names, and secondly, elaborating on your philosophy, the philosophy that will underpin your dealing in the security, on national security and the defense of our territorial integrity sector. But finally, is again your position on these threats to our national integrity by foreign elements, including Al-Shabaab, of course, and of late, elements of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. It is on record that a very senior general in the Ugandan People's Defense Forces has in the recent past threatened to capture Nairobi. A matter that, in my view, has been taken very lightly by the Kenyan state and government by reducing it to a mere diplomatic issue. While in my view, I think it is a serious security and defense matter. Thank you.
Yes, one more, Daoud. Let me finish with the leadership. Boy.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I would like to ask the nominee that first and foremost, he's been a very eloquent and abrasive leader, and comments by leaders have to be taken very, very seriously. Case in point being what my leader has just mentioned, the comments by a Ugandan general. Now, the nominee did make a comment in vernacular while speaking to the residents of Isili at one time, and implied that the Al-Shabaab who are attacking Muslim residents of Isili would be better advised to go and drop those bombs in other places, and he gave an example of Machakos. Now, considering that he's now going to be responsible for managing the Kenya Defense Forces, and they have much more firepower than the Al-Shabaab, do those comments still stand? And secondly, while he was majority leader in 2013, he was very, very clear in his mind about cabinet being made up of people who are not politicians. And several times he did mention that. Has his position changed now that he has been nominated and he is a well-known politician? Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Duale, you can deal with those four.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Speaker. Let me start with the question by Honorable Boss Sholei, the Deputy Speaker. I agree with you that the key mandate of KDF within the reading of Article 241 is to protect the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of the Republic. That is a core mandate of KDF, and that will stand. KDF will at all times